Welcome back to my vlog. Today it's Sunday morning and I started my day with feeding my fishes because they were really hungry and it was like morning around 9:45 to 10 o'clock. So I'm very happy with them because tomorrow they're going to get the new house, and this is the fish food which I feed them, which is called goldfish food. You can get it by any nearby aquarium shops and it costs 250 rupees in Indian currency. So I'm just done with the feeding of the fishes. I'm happy that they are happy because they are my roommates as I stay alone. And next I started my day with brooming my house. This is the first thing that I do when I wake up after feeding my fish, because according to Indian culture you need to broom your house once in a day so that you will stay prosperous and blessed. So I'm just cleaning my living area. It's not in deep. I'll show you in my future vlogs how to go ahead and do the deep cleaning. So I'm almost done with the brooming here. So let me start with the breakfast. Today I'm making the breakfast called upma. In my regional language we call it as uppitu. It's made with semolina actually. So I'm making it ready, and this is the most hated breakfast in India. Like, many people doesn't like it, but I love upma. It's easy to make and I love the taste as well. So I'm chopping some onions here, like around 2 onions. I'm just giving a slices. It can be thin or thick, and once I finish it off this, I'll chop the green chilies. I'll chop it into very small pieces so that when I eat it, I don't taste chili and I don't feel spicy. So if I make it as very thin, I can just swallow it. Kind of. That's why I'm making it very small. It depends. You can just chop it into slices as well. So I'm almost done with the chopping now. So let's see. So this is the final ready for the upma, and at last I need a nimbu. So I'm just washed my nimbu. Nimbu means lemon as per the in English, and some coriander leaves. So I'm going to chop this as well, the coriander leaves, and I'll cut the lime. So lime, it depends. If you want, you can add one complete lime, or you can also add half of the lime. Let me make space for my coriander leaves. So I'm gonna chop it very thin so that it will be I can be more and it can be spread easily in my recipe. So I'm chopping it nicely, and I like the fresh smell of coriander. This is also grown in my kitchen garden, so which is one of the best thing, and it's organic as well. So let's get started the upma process now. So I have put oil and I have added some green chilies, and before that I added some mustards and some lentils if you want. The Indian lentils which we call as chana dal, and I'm adding onion now. So let it get fry, and let's turn it. The color should be changed to golden brown, not exactly the golden brown. When we are making this recipe, the onion color should not be completely brown. It should be cooked at least minimum 80%, as we are going to add water, and it's cooked with water. So I'm just frying that now. So let's see. Yeah, I increased the flame now because I felt the heat was little less for the onions to cook. So I have increased the flame little bit, and in the meantime something fell down back to my gas stove. I'm just cleaning it because I want everything to be tidy and clean. So when I'm cooking, if I find something that is not should be there, I'm just going to put it in a dustbin. So I'm still in the process of frying onions, so let it get cooked. So I'm showing this complete frying because if any of you guys are bachelors or spinsters, you guys can have a check on this recipe and you can make it, and your Sunday breakfast will be done quickly. So later I'm adding some water. Approximately I have took 1 cup of semolina, so I'm adding 2 cup of water. So I'm adding it from the electric kettle because I boiled the water a little bit so that the cooking will be done fast. So it's already boiling, you guys can see it. So let it boil for another few minutes. When I say few minutes, it's like a minute or two. So I'm adding salt as per the taste. I have added here like 3/4 tablespoon of salt, And after we add salt, let it boil for another a minute or two. You'll get to know once the water is completely boiling. You can feel the aroma. So it's boiling very nicely now. So let's wait for a few more seconds. Yeah, it's almost done with the boiling. So I'm adding the semolina now, which we call as suji in Indian language. So I'm adding the semolina. So, and we need to mix it while we are adding the semolina, or else it will get sticky and there will be a lot of lumps in our recipe. So once we add the semolina, I have reduced the gas flame to sim, and I have cooking it in the same sim flame, and it's almost done. So I'm covering a lid now so that it doesn't split everywhere. So it's almost done now. Yes, I have added the chopped coriander leaves which I was cutting, and I'm mixing it after I add the coriander leaves so that it spreads evenly to the entire recipe, the entire dish. So it's almost done now. I'm hungry as well. My Sundays are very busy sometimes. My Sundays are very boring. Please do comment how do you guys spend on your weekends, and it's ready to cook now. I'm sorry, it's ready to eat now. So let's start our eating now. So you guys can see it's very hot. It can be served with pickle, or you can add a spoon of ghee on the top. So it's going to be very tasty. You guys can see it now. I have got it closer so that you guys can see. So after eating, I am starting with one more recipe, that is the mango pickle. As mango is in town now, this is the season for mango. So I love this Andhra pickle. So I researched about this, how do we make it quickly, and this can be done in 10 minutes. You guys can see it looks delicious and spicy, and it's an instant pickle. After making it, we can eat it on the time, or else for the better taste, we can keep it for 2 days. So I have took the complete mango here, which I have chopped into cubes, and I have kept it apart. And make sure there is not even a single drop of water, and your hands are completely dry. If you have a drop of water also, the pickle will get spoiled quickly. So now I have added 1/4 cup of the mustard seeds, 1 spoon of the methi seeds, that is methi seeds. So let's make a fine powder of it and come back. So make sure that this quantity which I am explaining you, it's only for a mango which is one single mango. If you are taking 2 or 3 mangoes, you can take the mustard as per that. So you can see now I have made a fine powder out of it, and I haven't fried the mustard and methi seeds before doing it. Now I have got a peeled garlic, one entire garlic. I peeled it, so I'm adding it. This is optional. If you guys don't want garlic, if you doesn't like it, you can skip it. And now I'm adding 1/4 cup of red chili powder, the Indian chili powder. So this is a store bought. You can go to any grocery shop nearby your place and you can get this. And now 1/4 cup of salt. So as it's pickle, it should be salty, then only it tastes well, and it's going to be very delicious and spicy. Now I'm adding the mixed powder for this, grinded powder. So let's go ahead and add the complete powder very nicely. I don't want to waste any food, so I'm putting completely from jar to the pickle, so that none of my hard earning money is wasted in any way. So it's almost ready. So I have added chili powder, mustard, and the methi seeds, and now I'm adding some asafoetida. This enhances the taste, and the chili powder. So now let's give a dry mix. So make sure there is no water in that. Again, I'm repeating it because if we have water, it spoils the pickle very fast. However, if you keep it in fridge as well. So I'm giving a nice mix. So let's give a nice mix. Sometimes it takes like a minute or two, because I want the mangoes to be completely soaked in the masalas which I have made. So now it's completely ready. So now I'm adding the oil. So I've heated half cup of oil. I've boiled it completely and I have let it cool. So you should not add the hot oil. Once you have boiled the oil, once it lets cool, you need to go ahead and add the oil to this. The oil is the main ingredient. It can be any cooking oil as per your thing. I have added here the sunflower oil. You can add mustard oil. You can add sesame oil. Everything as per your taste, which you like the most. Or else normal cooking oil is also fine. I'm just mixing the pickle well so that it mixes well with the oil. And the pickle is almost ready. You guys can see the final touch now. This looks delicious. And I make it usually once whenever it's a mango season. As I stay alone and as I'm a bachelor, my family stays in a different city. So I make how much I want. I don't want to make too much and store it in the refrigerator. So it's almost done now. So let it get rest for 10 to 15 minutes, then store it in a bottle. Thank you for watching the vlog. Have a good day.